You know, if I were Prince Harry, I'd be very concerned about my wife, Meghan Markle. But then again, it appears that he suffers from, some might suggest, the same disease. And as ever, I have to say, allegedly. You know, it's the one where seemingly we can't remember things that we've agreed to, said, or indeed were very happy about in the very first place. I mean, when you think about it, Meghan herself spectacularly lied about a secret wedding that took place, allegedly, in her mind at least, by the man behind me here, who lives here in Lambeth Palace at the, Lambeth Palace, should I say, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. So embarrassing was it that he had to come out and very kindly suggest that in fact she may have not really understood. It could have possibly been a rehearsal. Listen, she understood 100%, clearly lying on international television. There was no secret wedding, even Prince Harry knew it, but they went along with it in the vain hope that you and I, the general public, would absolutely believe it. But what's unfolded now, which I find fascinating, particularly in this latest tell-all royal book, which has spectacularly flopped around the world. Whatever people say, it really is, as I said, a major embarrassment for the publisher. It was all about Meghan's, initial time inside the British monarchy. Let me explain. Hi, good morning, how are you? Yes, we're outside the beautiful Lambeth Palace today. I hope you like it. Bit of a miserable day, but nonetheless, do some wonderful garden parties here. Yeah, oh yes, yeah. Quite pricey as well. You can hire it for your wedding if you want. Yeah, no, well, we'd have to club together. I think everybody on this channel would have to, yeah. Quite pricey, do you know what I'm saying? Lovely though, lots of history. That's what we like, isn't it? A lot of history. Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. When Meghan, first entered the British monarchy, there's a lot of stories going around about how she was assigned the very elderly, at the point, obviously, Lady Susan Hussey to be her assistant and show her the royal ropes. That's a fabrication on their side as well. That wasn't the case. What basically Her Majesty the Queen said was, if you need someone with a lot of knowledge, a lot of background into palace life, feel free to get in touch with Lady Susan. A very small and friendly initial meeting was arranged for the two, but according to that source, Meghan very quickly dismissed the elderly Lady Susan, basically saying, she'd be fine. She'd got Harry, a sentiment we'd heard before, remember that. But now the bigger picture which is painted in this particular salacious book, which is proven to be completely untrue, was how Meghan Markle, all thanks to our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, was assigned a black equerry. That's right, a black equerry. But not just any equerry though, this particular gentleman. According to this particular author's book, the palace suggested that the late monarch's Ghanaian-born household cavalry officer, Lieutenant Colonel Nana Ankara, step in to help Markle, who is biracial, to adjust her to new royal duties. Apparently, though charming and an intelligent man, he stood out like a sore thumb to Meghan and her friends. Markle and her friends were insulted, allegedly, when the palace suggested the Queen's attendant assist her, which the author says, and notes, it was likely due to the lack of black or other non-white staff in relevant senior roles. Let me tell you what really happened, and this is where this author really should learn to do some research. This particular gentleman, who is incredibly kind-hearted, very sweet, and gets on literally with everyone, had a series of meetings with Meghan. Apparently she said she liked him, and yes, moving forward, she felt that he could be of an assistance. All that changed very quickly though, when they decided to cut off literally anybody who was offering any assistance, including, as we now know, Catherine, William, and of course the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh as it was then, but the Wessexes. Anybody who was offering assistance to Meghan, she didn't need anybody. She only wanted Harry. So to say openly that she didn't like this particular line of person to assist her is completely and utterly fabricated. He wasn't offended, he was used to that sort of thing, he understood that people wanted to do their own thing, and naturally he explained the actions and decisions back to our late and wonderful monarch. So once again, what you could say is this particular individual is trying to stoke racial tension when there simply wasn't any there. And actually, if you reached out to him, I'm sure, quite frankly, he would be more than willing to tell his side of the story with permission. But as I've said many times here on the show, that book has reached out to no one. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.